Hello everybody, and today I'm going to walk you through some resources that you are going to be using to help you get through your English 1 research project. So the very first thing you want to do when you get ready to start your research project is go to the Ninth Grade Center Library webpage. Now to find that, you can simply Google Troy Ninth Grade Center. And the very first thing that comes up is a link to the Ninth Grade Center homepage. So this is a website that is basically all the information for our building. So when you get to the homepage, you'll see announcements, pictures, updates, and you're going to see, more importantly, all of these gray tabs on the left. Now, each one of these tabs is a link to a different resource in our building. Now, since you're getting ready to do research, you want to go to the library website. So click the library tab. Once you click the library tab, this is going to take you to the homepage. And you're going to see across the top of your screen up here all the different pages on this website. Now, the page where you're going to find all of your resources for your research is the Symbaloo page. Now, when you click on that, this little box is going to come up, and each one of these tiles is a link to some kind of library resource. Since you guys are going to be doing research, the resources that you are going to want are mainly going to be found in this second row here and in part of the third row. Now, since you guys are doing a very specific topic for your paper, I'm going to show you the 3 resources that are going to be the most helpful to you in completing this paper. So your topics deal with arranged marriage and like teenage brain development. So the place I would suggest starting first is Ebsco. Now this is the white tile in the second row on the far right hand side. And you'll notice on every tile it has the name of the resource, and sometimes if they ask for a username and password, the username and password is written right there on the bottom of the tile for you. So if you ever need the username and password, just go back one page, it's right there. So go ahead and click on Ebsco. And once you click on Ebsco, it is going to take you to kind of the main page, and it's going to ask you, well, what portion of Ebsco do you want to search? Because this is a really large database with a lot of material. I highly suggest for what you guys are doing that you click on Explore a High School. So this is like the 4th one down in the right-hand column. And this is going to take you to your homepage. Now, of course, it's going to have some topics here on the homepage, but you guys already know what you're researching. So you're going to go straight up here to the search bar. So let's say the first thing you want to research are arranged marriages. Now, you'll see when you type that in, it's going to give you some different searches that you can look up to find your resources. But you probably want to keep it pretty general to start. You can always narrow it down later. Okay, so for example, when you look up arranged marriages on Ebsco, the very first page has results 1 through 20 of 2,491. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't have the time to go through almost 2,500 results. So what you can do is you can actually limit your results to a more specific type of resource. For example, if you look over here on the left-hand side, you will see that the results that you got were published anywhere from 1975 to 2021. Now, obviously, the problem with anything published in 1975 is that it's going to be quite a bit out of date. So what you can do is you can narrow your search so that way you only have resources that were published, let's say, in the last 20 years. Okay, that did not cut down a whole lot of our resources. So if you'll scroll down, another option you can do, you can search by source type. And this is really important in the future, because if you ever have a teacher who says you have to do research and you have to have 1 magazine article and 1 biography and 1 encyclopedia article, you can actually click the type that you want, and it's only going to give you those results. So this way you are finding the different types of articles within this same database. It's going to save you a lot of time later on. So let's say you find an article that you're interested in. So you're going to see the title, you're going to see some of the publication information, and usually underneath you're going to see 1 or 2 options for accessing the article. The HTML full text right there, that brings the article up kind of like a web page. And the PDF full text is going to bring it up kind of like an original document. Like if it was in a magazine, this is exactly what it looks like in the magazine. I do recommend going for the PDF if that option is available. So if you click on the PDF full text, it's going to bring up the article for you. Okay, so you can see there's the article, so you can kind of start reading through it and finding anything you need to cite in your paper. Now, another great thing about these databases, not only do they provide reliable resources or research for you, so you know you're going to have a quality paper, they give you all of these tools to make your research really, really easy. For example, if you look over here on the right-hand side, you can see all of these little icons. Now, the second icon, you can see right there what that looks like. That's Google Drive. If you click on that, it will automatically save that article to your Google Drive. It will ask for you to give permission, like do you allow Ebsco to access your Google Drive? Simply click allow and then it's going to save into your drive. You can open up a folder, title it research, and there's your article. If you're at a desktop computer, you can of course print your article. You can email it to yourself or this button right here. This little piece of paper right here at the third from the bottom, this is probably my absolute favorite button because this is the citation button. Because hopefully you guys know now as ninth graders that if you want to use any part of this article in your paper, you have to be able to cite it, otherwise you're plagiarizing. So if you click on this button, you're going to see it's going to show you all the different ways to cite this resource. Now, since you're citing for an English paper, you are going to use MLA. So what you can do right here is you can copy and paste this works cited citation, like create a Google Doc, title it works cited page, paste this citation onto that page, and now you have an article saved to your Google Drive and you have the citation you need for your works cited page so you can avoid plagiarizing. So really, this has saved you a lot of work already. Another option for saving your work, you can see right here at the bottom, there's this little icon that looks like two links of chain. This is the permalink icon. Now what this does is this gives you, right up here, a link that will take you directly back to this page on the database. Now this is important because in years past I had kids do research and they would come up here to the URL bar and they would try and copy and paste this URL to a document and then they would come to me and say, Miss White, I can't access my research. Well, the reason is because Ebsco, this is something that we pay for. And if you try to access it from anywhere outside the database with this link, you're going to get blocked because they're thinking you're trying to use the resources for free. So if you want to save the link to access this resource, you have to click the permalink and get this link right here. So you can open up something in your Notes app, you can open up a Word document, Pages, whatever, and start saving these links so that way you can always come back to them later and access this resource here and all of these resources to the right. So Ebsco is probably a good place to start your research because it's going to have the widest variety of results when you are doing your research. So pretty much anytime you're starting a new research project, I usually recommend that you start with Explora or Ebsco. All right, the next one I suggest is kind of like Ebsco, but maybe not quite as broad. It is Gale Research Articles. So it's this piece of paper with the paperclip in the second row. And you can see right there, sometimes it asks for a username and password. It's right underneath on that tile. So go ahead and click on it. Now, I've been signed in, so it didn't ask me to. You're going to see a similar home page to kind of what we saw on Ebsco, right there with the search bar. So with the search bar, let's type in teen brain development. Okay, once again, it's going to give you a bunch of suggested search topics, but you can go ahead and just try your first instinct. And you can see here we have 5 magazine articles and 6 news articles. You can do the same type of filtering that we did with Ebsco, like you can filter by publication date, newspaper sections, content level, and so on. But since we don't have a whole lot of results, we can probably take the time to go through these. So if you find an article you like, click on the article, and you're going to see right here, here's the article, all the information you need. And just like you saw in EBSCO, you're going to have those same tools that you had to help you complete your research project. For example, there's the send to Google Drive. So you can save this article straight to your Google Drive. You can download it to your iPad and save it to your Files app. If you're on a desktop computer, you can print it. And up here, you can see there are some other options as well. There's the Cite button again. Now it automatically gives you the MLA citation. So after you save this to your Google Drive or save it to your iPad, you can copy and paste this works cited citation and save it to your works cited page. So now you have 2 research articles and 2 works cited citations that are going to help make sure that you don't plagiarize. Same thing that we had in EBSCO, like the permalink. You can see get link. So if you click on that, you can copy and paste this URL, and that's going to take you back to this page and to all of these resources. Remember, do not copy and paste this URL up top. It will not take you back to this page. You're going to get an error message. So this is another great place to start because it's going to have kind of a wider variety of resources as well. The last resource I want to show you is this first green tile in the second row. It's got all the people on it. It's opposing views. Now, this database is dedicated to information that tends to be controversial. So if you're like getting ready for a debate, or if you need to do a persuasive paper, or if you're making any kind of argument, this is a good place to go to. Obviously, arranged marriages are going to be a controversial issue, so you're going to find some material on here. So once again, just type in arranged marriage. Okay, you can see right here we have viewpoints, videos, academic journals, biographies, magazines, and so on. So if you kind of scroll down, you can kind of just look and see what kind of you think fits your paper. Let's say you want this news article. So this is just like the Gale research articles. It's the exact same setup. It's just you're going to get the different type of results. So once again, there's the Google Drive button, the download button, the print button. We have the Cite button, and once again, the link. So all of this information is right at your fingertips for your paper. So if you ever have any trouble with any of this, or you ever need any help, you have some options. Of course, you can always come see me in the library, or if you can't get here or for some reason you're at home, if you go to the library webpage and you hit this More button, there is a page called Online Tutorials. So everything I've just showed you is all on this website page. Okay, so the first couple things you see are website tutorials and how to access the ebooks. But right there's an EBSCO host research database tutorial. That was the first resource I showed you. Here's the Gale research articles database tutorial. That was the second one. Here's the opposing viewpoints. That's the third one I showed you. So if you ever need any help, all of these videos are here to walk you through these databases again. So I hope this was helpful to you, and I wish you guys luck on getting your research started.